Good morning, Warriors. Back with another episode of Morning Retention Talk. How are we doing today? I'm going to head out in a few minutes. We got below, I think it's a -6 below outside, and walking the big girl, the Great Pyrenees dog that we have, and she did her business, and it's time to kind of move on. But I want to thank everybody this morning. This is January, what is the date today? Oh man, January 26th, 2022. Hope you guys are having a great morning so far. And I want to thank a lot of people. I think we're up to 317 or so subscribers. So thank you so much. I think that we want to continue to get the word around and get people to, just try to kind of open up their thinking a little bit and get away from a lot of things that have been kind of ingrained with us since we're very small. And that may not be right. And so just kind of, not run around like sheep doing everything that people are saying just because they say it. And I think we're getting more and more in our society realizing that there has been a lot of false information out there for various reasons, and that we have to be very careful on what people say, even people who we perceive in positions. I mean, I've been in research for many years, so I know that research can be, changed, can be misinterpreted, can be directed in a certain way to make the numbers look like the way you want to do. And so I don't always believe these so-called experts. You have to try to get as many opinions and ideas and try to make your best choice on anything you're dealing with. And retention is one of those issues that people have been talking about. Oh, how well it's great to go, release and all that kind of stuff. And I believe that for many years as well. So, but anyway, thank you guys so much for subscriptions, donations, comments. It's all greatly appreciated, and I enjoy doing these things, and hopefully we'll do some more. I know that Baba was contacting me. We'll probably end up doing another one on monk mode pretty soon. Busy schedule right now. I'm kind of teaching 10 different classes and working about 65 hours a week. So I'm going to try to get things done and try to do a couple more as we go through, and maybe some during the day. I just have to kind of find some extra time right now to do that. But let me kind of go through a list of a lot of people that I want to appreciate and shout out to. I think it's Yunga Drevis, thank you. Damian Kowalski, Beja, JJ. Mr. CEO, thank you. Rosie, great comment from Rosie. Matthew, wonderful comments. Limited Vision, and of course Baba. I appreciate all you guys kind of giving us comments and focusing on different things that we're doing, and I appreciate all the nice comments and things like that you think we're making a difference, and we do. So all right, today I'm going to focus on a couple comments and questions that C Sal had. And C Sal is talking about the video we did on men wanting feminine women. And we're going to talk about that a little bit. So as I talk about this and having a family and daughters and working side by side with women all my life, I want to make it kind of clear that what I'm talking about when I talk about these ideas is really talking about not the fact that someone has power over someone else. And I think that C Sal was talking about submit, the word submission and things like that. I think a lot of times these things get into a different connotation. And I know with all the crazy people out there talking about, well, you're this and you're that because you're saying certain things, I think it's very clear to my mind, and even the Bible talks about this, that you need to have men and women working together. They need to be together and working, and because they complement each other. And we talk about this whole idea of feminine energy and masculine energy. It's not that one is better than another. I think that both are highly needed, but they're different reasons. And I think once you blur those lines, then your society starts to fall apart. And that's just my opinion, but I think that's what's happening in parts of our society. There's a lot of parts of our society who are very strong with their values and strong components about the relationship with their creator and those things, and they realize what the creator's talking about when they say you're going to have masculine energy and feminine energy. And I think this is a big part of what we're talking about when it comes to that video I had done. Now, part of it too is that males who are masculine energy, they're naturally going to look for feminine energy. Now, if they find females who are going to compete and show more masculine energy, with those type of things, and try to match energy to energy like that, then it's going to be something that's not going to be compatible to a lot of males. And this is why I had said that they're looking for a complementary type of role, not something that's going to be fighting with them all the time and trying to be better than the men. And I think the same thing happens with men with women. There's certain roles that women have, and I think this is where people have problems, because they say, oh, well, these are menial type roles. Well, I don't think anything's a menial type role. I think that I give my wife and the most credit in the world, because raising children is really the toughest job in the world. We've had 3 that are grown now, and she did a phenomenal job with that. And so we decided that she was going to, stay at home and work with the kids while I was out working. And so her job was 10 times harder than my job was. But you need to kind of work on that partnership. But I do think when you look at certain things, that women in a lot of research will tend to indicate that they need men who are strong and leaders. And that's the point I guess I want to make, that men need to be leaders. Now, women are leaders as well. But I think what ends up happening is sometimes, as C Sal was saying, that men don't choose to be leaders. They want to be the followers. And they choose that role directly. Now, maybe it's because they were ingrained to do that when they were growing up. Part of it is not their choice. Sometimes, well, it is their choice eventually, but they are given that type of option at the beginning. And so this is what they start off with. And then they kind of act that way. But whether that's the case, or whether they're just choosing to defer all the time and not make decisions and not kind of do things, that shows a weakness, in my opinion. And I think C Sal is exactly right. You don't want to have males out there that are being weak, because I think women, from my experiences at least, appreciate and they understand that. Now, as you're on your journey, you're naturally going to be stronger. This is why retention is a key element of the masculine frame. When you are releasing and you don't have that, you become more susceptible to fall into the opposite frame, which now you're giving up all your energy, you're giving up all your leadership to the other person in the relationship. And that person is going to feel too overburdened, because they not only have their own energy, and now they're taking all your energy, and they're basically saying, okay, I'm in charge, and now you become nothing but kind of a sheep running around. And I don't care if you're a man or a woman, you don't want to be a sheep. You don't want to do that. So I don't care if you're talking about males or females. If you're practicing retention, you're a stronger, more confident person. And that in the long run is what you want. I don't think any male wants to have somebody they can just boss around. I don't think any female wants somebody they can boss around. So we're not really talking about which role is better. We're not really talking about who's better, because we're none of us. We're all equal as far as what our Creator put us on. But we do have complementary roles, especially as we get together and start families and those type of things, that need to be there. Now, people go out and be single, they can be their own leaders. I don't care if it's male or female. But if you're talking about having a family, there's roles, and those can be switched around, but somebody has to have that role. And the idea you're looking for is to have that strong male who's able to make decisions and be the head of the household. And when you look at the Bible, this is what it talks about. But females have to also understand that and be willing to accept that someone's got to make the decisions. Not that they always are going to defer to the male, but that they work together on those decisions. And on the other hand, the male has to understand that they have to love their wives. And I talked about this in another video as well. They have to love their wives. They have to be able to put their wives first. So that means that you're able then to sacrifice yourself for your family. And this is a concept that was old, long time ago. But we've kind of lost that with this me generation and more takers and givers out there. And so this is why I think this becomes an important question now, because as I've talked to many students and people over many years, it just becomes very apparent to me that as we lose these roles, which has happened in all these dynasties before, same old story, you lose the whole fabric of your values in society. And so your families don't grow. There's a lot of divorce. There's a lot of individual things, and people do a lot of these, what I call weird behaviors and get into things that are not something that the Bible or the Lord, really recommends. All right. So once again, I want to kind of wish you guys a good morning. And thank you. A shout out to C Sal for the questions and the comments. I think, as I said, I think that males need to have that masculine energy. Females need to have that feminine energy. And I think males want more of the feminine energy. And I think females want more of the masculine energy. And I see less and less of that. And as those things cross more, then you're going to have a lot of confusion in society, and you're not going to have what I believe God intended. Now, once again, this is my experience, my opinion. But I want to kind of share that because C Sal had that question, and it's important on the male side that we become strong leaders, and you'll get respected a lot more. And that comes from retention, because if you're able to control yourself, self-control, that's the first step in getting confidence and becoming a leader. So if you have self-control and you're able to control yourself, I think I'm approaching like 600 days and 125 something of monk mode, then you're able then to transfer that same confidence to taking chances and speaking up and saying how you feel, and then being in those leadership roles. And that's what I kind of teach in my classrooms, to be leaders, not only the subject matter I'm talking about, it's more leadership. Because really when it comes down to it, it goes back to that whole thing about controlling yourself, becoming confident, and then communicating that out as being a leader. And those are the 3 C's we talked about a long time ago. All right. So anyway, C Sal, shout out to you. Great question. Everybody, have a great day. And we'll try to talk tomorrow on Morning Talk. This is January 26th, 2022. And battle on.